NoonaTalk. I am Zara,
I'm Sophia.
and we are joined by a certified army and our very special guest, Poulomi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here. Tell us before we get into anything in the episode so that our Mandus, our audience can hear about you. How long have you been in army? What's your favorite album and who's your bias?
Okay, so I have been in army since I don't remember the exact time, but I got interested around late 2019, and I feel like Map of the Soul era was the time I really got into BTS.
Ooh.
And
Same,
as for my bias, it's actually I'm double biased. It's Taehyung and Namjoon both. So Taejun biased. And for my favorite album, that's a very difficult question, honestly.
Group
But I
album
feel
is
like
fine.
yeah, but I feel like since Map of the Soul era is so special to me, I feel like that's my favorite album.
Nice.
Perfect.
And today, talking about albums, we're going to dive into the deep waters of Muse by Park Jimin, his second solo album, Sophomore Era. Before we get into all of that, remember we are Noona Talk. We're on all podcasting platforms. We're also on YouTube, so check us out here. We are also K influencers for this year under the Korean government. So this month, we are exploring the charm, the myth, mispronouncing it every single time, of Korea. Will Park Jimin fulfill the need of charm of Korea? We will find out. Before we talk into the album. Oh, sorry.
Okay, I had to say something. I want Polumi to know that my bias is also Namjoon's. So, and
Oh,
also Zara did get into, like, she became an
BTS at
army at the
2019
same time
only.
you did.
mm-hmm.
So we have a
Yeah.
lot in common.
When did you guys become like
Sophia's
armies?
been in army for much longer.
2017, 18.
Oh, that's so long. I'm so jealous of that.
She introduced me to them a little bit, but I got
Mm-hmm.
really into it similarly, like end of 2019, with the Halsey Yoongi song.
Oh my god, same. I saw blue haired Taehyung and I literally went nuts. I was
Love
like,
it.
I need to know what's up with this. I need to know.
Mm.
Factual. Okay, so Muse by Jimin. What did we think when it was first announced? Pauline, do you want to kick us off?
From the like concept pictures and whatever the teaser or something that was released, I honestly thought it was very different from Face. Like the aesthetics were completely changed. It was more colorful. It seemed to be a little more happier than what Face was. And I was expecting rock elements because of all the guitar pictures and the way he was dressed. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I expected from the album.
I agree. Like, it felt like the vibe felt different. First of all, I was shocked. I was like, okay, when did you have the time to like record a whole album, go to the army? Like, what is happening? Like, can
It
we
was
stop?
completely unexpected.
Yeah, can we stop being like overachievers? But anyway, I was excited, and because like Face was like, oh my god, so good.
I know, right?
And there were all these like Face preview, like before Face happened, they had all these like photos with all these producers in Jimin,
Mm-hmm.
and we never got those songs. So I was super intrigued. I was like, oh my god, what's in store? And like you said, like the vibe felt different.
I was very here for the MCR epaulets outfit. I was like, yes, we're going to get rock Jimin. Also, sab kuch chodo, blonde Jimin. Like the vibe of
Mm.
blonde Jimin. Like he is the natural blonde. Let's
Natural
don't
blonde, exactly. Like there is no way that man is not a natural
somehow
blonde.
he's Asian and a natural blonde. That's just
Blonde,
facts. Yeah.
exactly.
The map
And
helped.
I remember when that a week or 2 weeks period when we saw that Jimin was blonde, we were all so curious. Like, what's up? We have
When
no
the
Yeah.
idea
real
why he's
experiment
blonde.
happened. But no, I did. I feel like I'm gonna be the hater in this episode. What's new? But I was a little nervous because just given the timeline, I understood that this was recorded at the same time, like pretty soon after Face
After,
was done.
mm-hmm,
So
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
I was like, will there be time for growth? Will there have been time for introspection? Did he
Uh-huh.
learn anything from Face? Not that every piece of work that comes out has to be like
Mm-hmm.
revolutionary, but
Yeah,
I just mean,
yeah, yeah.
I was like, hoga ya nahi.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's get into all the songs. The first is Rebirth. This is, fun fact, one of the two songs that Jimin has whole soul produced.
Oh
I
wow.
know. It And I really like it. It was a very good first impression for the
Yeah,
album.
like the vibes were there, and again, like setting the tone. Like we have discussed at length how good
Exactly.
like Big
And
Hit is.
it feels like he's talking about having a crush, or like it's very romantic. And the vibe of the song, I really like the vibe of the song.
Yeah, like it lifts you up.
Yeah,
Yeah, most of the
exactly.
album is very romantic. I think Jimin's, I mean, I'll talk about this more later. But the thing is, a lot of the POV was like being in love.
Love,
Mm.
yeah.
And this really sort of encapsulated it. I love the fact that Park Jimin is a man who loves and appreciates brass instruments. We had so much brass in
Oh my god,
Face.
yes.
Trombone continued in Rebirth, and it was such a strong presence. I'm so here for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And also I feel like the title, the Rebirth, it was like, I don't know if it's meant to be related to Phase, but since we saw in Set Me Free, the last scene was like him breaking free through all the darkness. And the next, like his intro being Rebirth in his next album, it was very interesting to me, I
That
feel like.
is true.
That's
I
a
didn't even
really good point. I
consider
didn't even
that.
think. Yeah. The next song is Interlude, and I was very confused how the second track on a seven-track
Seven, I
album
know, how is it
is
an
Interlude
interlude?
because it connects to Face.
Phase.
Now it makes sense, and it works in the sense of the album because it's a great place to like then go into
Mm-hmm.
Smeraldo. But I was just like, why is that
Hmm.
interlude so early? How is your second song an interlude?
An
But
interlude,
that's
yeah.
it.
Now that you've said that, I have to listen to Face and then this like all
Then
together
Muse,
because I want to
right?
see how that works.
And
Yeah,
also
no,
like it's so different. The musically, it is
Hmm.
so different. I wonder how it will sound like.
Do we are we thinking trilogy?
Oh my
oh,
god.
like just because Minyungi did trilogy, so now everyone will do trilogy.
No, but like it's giving like love yourself era, like love, heartbreak.
Oh,
Like the
I have
twist.
another love yourself era theory coming soon.
Ooh, okay,
There's so
let's
many things
move
I
on.
have to talk about. My notes are like open. I'm just like, I will say this. I will. But no, it just speaking about interlude, I thought it was a great showcase of what was to come. I don't know if it was required. Like I feel like yes, it was nice and it was fun to have. However,
Hmm.
from going from Rebirth to Smeraldo wouldn't have been odd. Rebirth already felt like interlude-ish in a way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So not that I'm angry about a great piece of instrumentals, but I'm just like, was it necessary?
I feel like I don't know if you guys have watched it. They just released the Minimoni music
Yeah.
talk
Oh, we
show
haven't
thing.
seen that yet.
And there Jimin says that I feel like since the next song, Smeraldo Guarding Marching Band, is a totally different vibe. It's like a marching band style. I feel like the interlude was a way to lead us into that vibe from Rebirth to SGMB. I might be
Yeah.
wrong, but that's just what I feel
No, no,
like.
that's definitely the case. But I was just like, it could have gone from Rebirth too. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
if an
Even that is
interlude
true. Yeah.
required. But speaking of Smeraldo Garden Marching Band, which is a mouthful, what did you think? That was also the pre-released track and features Loco, who I saw in concert like a year and a half ago, and literally I still like wake up in the middle of the night being like, SGMC. But yes,
I
what
really
did
liked SGMB. It is such a happy-go-lucky song. It gave me like permission to dance feels almost.
Mhm.
SGMB. And also like the title, I was so confused when they released that Smeraldo is a part of the album, because obviously we connected back to Love Yourself era. And like Truth Untold, it's such a beautiful song. So I was expecting it to be more emotional because it's related to Smeraldo, but it was totally different.
I would like to talk about the fact that I have been crazily into Beatles for a lot of my youth,
Mm.
and the minute I saw that in the track list, I was like, and like, cause so Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is one of the most iconic Beatles album, and they have a movie about it. And I think the minute I saw that, I expected exactly the kind of like I thought that this is kind of the sound that we're gonna get, and that is the kind of sound. And
Mm-hmm.
like once they had the marching band on, I couldn't help but find the influences and the inspiration from that album within this entire album, and I thought that was very cool and exciting. And yeah, oh my god, I was so happy Loco's there, because I think Loco has this very like chill rap, like it's a
Mm-hmm.
very laid back bounce, like happy rap vibe, which while I love all the Bangtan rappers, I think Hobie has the closest vibe to
Ah,
that.
yeah. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
but even he's like more fun, and Loco's super laid back, so I think that went really well with Jimin's like voice. It
And
was
he
like
was like so sweet in the music video as well. Like their chemistry in the song, it was so nice. I really liked it.
he's just so cute. Cutie.
Yes.
Max.
Mm.
Okay, now I can finally talk about my like love yourself connection. Okay, so that like in terms of this entire album, this is not just the only song, of course. The entire album featured a lot of like unsyncopated like rhythm, which I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of. That's I prefer like more
Mm-hmm.
changes in the rhythm and beat.
Mm-hmm.
But however, this album really featured that a lot, and it's fine, whatever. However, another place where it was heavily featured was throughout the Love Yourself like era. The all
Mm.
three of the albums have it so heavily featured, other than maybe Love Maze, which is very syncopated, and that's why I love it. But other than that, like everything is very proper formal beats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now that he's brought Smeraldo back, which is also from that era, I'm just like, is that a thought? Could it be?
Mm.
Am I just like looking too deeply into it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a cute song. It's very catchy, it's very cute, it's fun, it's
It
100% a
is.
skip.
Also, I did not expect it to see P Dog in a music video. That
Yeah.
was very
I
shocking.
know. I feel like if the music video hadn't happened, this would honestly rank as my least favorite song in the
Mm-hmm.
entire album. But the music video does help it up in the ranks. Otherwise, it's fine. Like I
Yeah.
expected more because remember that the title, like the pre-release track for Face, was "Set Me Free" Part Two.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
I'm just like, if you have a better showcase, show me.
It's the exact contrast of Set Me Free, and I think that's why I believe it's a great like pre-release title, because it kind of tells you,
What to expect.
yeah,
And
Hmm.
also, like, it also gives a very good idea of how the album is different from Face.
yeah, exactly.
Fair. For
Two
me, it was
against
definitely
one, you
like,
lose.
yeah, I will. I feel like I will be losing the entire episode. It's fine. It's fine. I will suffer. Okay,
Kidding,
next.
guys. We welcome all opinions, and this is a
Mm-hmm.
safe space.
It's I feel very safe right now. Okay, next. Slow Dance featuring Sophia Carson. Woo, Sophia, shout out.
Ooh.
Okay, let's. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to talk here. Or is there? Actually.
Um, I feel like Slow Dance, the rhythm was very like, I did not expect it. Actually feels like a very romantic track, like slow dance, how you imagine slow dancing to go, right? Also, since it was slow dance, I remember the first when we saw the title track, so you're like, oh my god, is it connected to Teya or
Okay,
something? Slow
yeah.
dance. But yeah, obviously not. But I really like the song. It's a very rhythmic, like you can bounce to it. The lyrics are sweet. It's not nothing deep or anything, the lyrics, but it's sweet. I liked it.
You're right, it's not particularly deep. I think it was a great showcase of Sophia Carson's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the way that they took vocal production on it was really, really well done. And I think at any point, because Jimin is such an incredible vocalist, to be up against
Mm-hmm.
him and be in a duet, you need to really be able to hold your own.
And
And in this
sounding
case,
so well, yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
So they really managed to make everything work to make her sound just as good, which great kudos to them, and obviously her
Mm-hmm.
talent as well. Um, just in terms of the song, like I feel like there was that this entire album feels inspired by everything, and
Hmm.
this song is such a culmination where you're like, I have heard this before and I don't know where.
Yeah, I felt like I loved like it was very mellow and like not
Mm-hmm.
mellow, but just like I don't know,
A chill
soothing.
vibe.
Like,
Chill,
sorry,
yeah. I
yeah,
feel like it has a very chill vibe.
yeah, chill, and just like it was very cute and romantic, and there are such few songs in the Bangtan discography
Mm-hmm.
which are just cute and romantic without like talking deep. It's not like, oh my god, like something in the back.
True.
There's like no murder happening, nobody's like
Yeah,
dying
you
in a
don't have
car
to go
crash.
searching for the meaning. Iska kya matlab?
Mm-hmm.
What did
Yeah,
they say?
yeah,
You can just listen to it, just like vibe to it on like casual day.
It
yeah.
felt like one of those songs that you would definitely add to those like lo-fi 4 a.m.
Oh
and
yeah,
my
true,
crush,
true.
I'm waiting for my crush to text me back while sitting in the balcony and it's raining outside.
I
Like
love
it's one
how
of
specific you are.
yeah, like this is great studying playlist. Like it's
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
nice to have.
I don't know what more could have happened. Maybe they didn't need to add more. Maybe every song doesn't
Yeah,
need to be
not
more.
every song has to have more. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did like appreciate adding a new person in who's like, we have no idea who this is. Like, it wasn't like a very popular artist or whatever.
Hmm.
So I
And
liked,
a female voice. I think because their entire trajectory has been them singing with men, it's nice to see how they bounce off of other voices. That's the
yeah, we
same
have
with
not had Jimin with a female feature, have we?
not that I know of.
No, I don't think so. This is his
Yeah.
first, I feel like.
And
Hmm.
similarly, even Tay did the Umi song. Like, I think it's really
Yeah, yeah.
interesting to hear them with female voices to see
Definitely.
just
Yeah.
a change. Honestly, it's not necessarily good or bad, it's just a change. I'm so sure, as I am going to say this, that this is Sophia's favorite song. Be Mine.
Called out.
The minute I heard it, I was like, ah, this is her favorite song. Please talk about it. Give in to the hype.
Okay, okay. So, very important to note that when I first heard it, like when it started, I was like,
Mhm.
I see what they're doing, and I know you're trying to get me, but I wasn't sold.
Mm.
And by the end of the song, I was sold. That's it. Great song, vibes. Oh my god, love. Like, okay, Filter needs a sister, and it's Be Mine. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but go on. I love the song. No, no, no more words.
I remember
No,
listening to the snippets they released before the album came, and I was like, I was so sure, like, Be Mine might be my like top one or top two, like top favorite songs because I really liked how it sounded, just the instrumental. And yeah, I honestly really like the song. I think it's oh, should I say the ranking now? No,
yeah,
not
go
yet,
for
not
it. I
yet.
mean, you're so fast.
I feel like it's my top two, not top one, but I really liked Be Mine as well. I think it had a Afro beat kind of feel. I really enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
more of like
The
an
lyrics are very
island
sweet.
vibe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like
I
everyone
really
say
enjoyed
thank you
it.
to Maluma because he's like made it so mainstream now that this is the way we listen to like K-pop
Mm-hmm.
music. But the tropical remix with the classic Latin guitar, I don't even know what to call their like singing, like the there was vocoding but not necessarily like in a pop way, but like the city pop bridge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm very pro genre blending. Let's go, like let's make new things happen. Horribly, usually it's always bad. They always clash. This was a fantastic example of all of them mashing together, doing really well. And you could, of course, like you could tell there were different elements and the layering was very evident,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I like that
right.
it comes after slow dance because it kind of like lifts you up. You're like, okay, let's
Yeah, yeah,
dance.
yeah.
No, so you slow dance and then you booty shake.
Yeah.
Like
Then
only
follow
if
the
I was
trajectory.
good at it, I would honestly, but I'm not.
The
Do
I
it
cannot
anyway.
work. I cannot
I,
work.
me neither.
It's such a pain. I have the goods. I don't have the like ability. One of the main writers for Be Mine is Ryan Tedder from
Ryan
One
Tedder.
Republic. And I saw him like 6 months ago, and I want to like. I mean, I know this episode is not about him, but maybe we should do an episode about him because how is that man is crazy. How is he so skilled? How are you telling me that this is the same guy who wrote Apologize and Be Mine? Like those are two poles apart songs. Okay, fine. I mean, not final. Second to last, penultimate main track. Who? Who?
I feel like it's the perfect title track, honestly, for the album. I feel like no other song could have been given a perfect place for a title track than Who. It was so, like, I remember being so shocked when it started. The melody, his high notes, the way he sings, I feel like his voice sounded really different from that of Face. I don't know if that's just me, but I felt like his voice sounded like he was using like different vocal techniques than he did before. I don't know how. I am not a singer, but I really liked it. It did not have a lot of lyrics. It was mostly repeated, but yeah, I absolutely love that song. The way he was dressed, his blonde like straight hair, the leather jacket.
I like it. I just I like the video. I love Jimin, and you're
Mm-hmm.
right. Like I like what he's doing vocally because it feels like what he's doing vocally with this entire album is different than what he was doing with Face,
Mm-hmm.
and that's interesting to me because it's not that far apart. Like we discussed,
Mm-hmm.
so how are you doing that? And that feels very intentionally done, which you can
Hmm.
appreciate as an artist. I just felt like this song, they it felt like it was made to be a title track. I don't know how to
Okay.
explain it, but I there were enough variations which felt a
Mm-hmm.
little forced. Which isn't always a bad thing. I do like enjoy diversity within a track, and it's fun, and I love the chorus. And but I felt like it could maybe have like more lyrics and more like more consistent parts is what I would have enjoyed.
Hmm. I
Oh.
think I understand your consistency point. I love the chorus. I think the chorus is really, really well done. It is giving me share. Like, do you believe in life after love? Like that is the same auto tune effect that they've got on. And what a journey that I personally have taken, where I was like, I don't like auto tune, to now I'm congratulating it. Wow, amazing. I've grown as a person, even if Jimin hasn't. Um, the rest of the song was very Justin Timberlake in 2001. And
Hmm.
not that, again, like I enjoyed that at the time, but now and in this album, after Smeraldo, I don't know if it made sense. I'm going to be very controversial yet brave, which I haven't been so far. I haven't seen the MV because I knew it would change my opinion of the song, because other people may not agree, but I do think Park Jimin is the charm of Korea. So if I
Yes.
is I'm like, this is the best song, double take. But I wanted to be unbiased in this
Mm-hmm.
episode. I was going to be, the judge. So yeah, you're right. Like consistently, it wasn't like hitting all the marks. I think
Hmm.
it's not even a great example of his vocal abilities. Like he can do so much more, and this was okay, I'm sure. Like, but okay, fun fact, they've just announced, as at the time of our recording, they have just announced that there's going to be an acoustic
Announcer
version
version.
and
Yeah.
other versions. Definitely here for that. I want to hear that and see if it's just vocal processing that's changed or if they've actually recorded a new thing.
Oh yeah.
I
But
saw they released a, like, just now I saw like few minutes back, they released a video of him like recording it actually in acoustic. It
yeah,
sounds
Oh, exciting.
insanely good.
final song we've heard before. We've definitely talked about this before. Closer Than This. But like, let's talk about it again. Why not?
Very sweet. I really like the vibe. I feel like I honestly enjoy any fan song they release just because of the sentiment that goes behind it. But yeah, it's like nothing extraordinary or anything, but I liked
Hmm.
it.
It is Letters to Army.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was honestly a little confused why it was there, but
Funny.
because I don't know, I felt like while it does like get into the theme of love, and like love can exist in different forms, and this is one form of love, so I think that makes sense. But to me it felt like the album thematically was so tight that it kind of took away from the for me just the theme of it, but didn't take away from the sound of it. So it worked. I didn't
Oh,
hate
okay.
where it was sonically because I think it's a good way to end the album, because I think
Hmm.
ending it at the title track is a little weird.
Odd. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
and it's
odd.
like too hype. Like, okay, Set Me
Mm.
Free was hype because like whatever, we are
Hmm.
clearly transitioning into this. So like sonically it made sense, thematically maybe maybe not. But I'm not
Hmm.
opposed. Like who's complaining about listening to Jimin sing about loving you? Like I am not. Thank you, Jimin. I love you
Yeah, I know
too.
it's happened so many times, and I'm like, again, one more time from the top.
Roll it back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like can't
no,
complain.
not complaining about that. No, I thought it was a very cute song. You're right. Maybe in terms of like overarching themes, friends versus like lover, it doesn't fit. But in the sense of everything was more or less cute, then yeah, then thematically it fits. Uh, okay, so that is all the tracks we have for Park Jimin's sophomore album. Before we go into last final thoughts, favorite songs, I feel like we know Sophia's is Be Mine,
True.
Poulomi.
Mine is Who, actually, the title track.
Okay. I am a little confused if mine deserves to be like my favorite track because there are no lyrics, but it is Interlude Showtime. Like I
I'm
loved it. I
surprised. Okay, okay.
Interesting.
If anyone has the time, please go back to all of our album reactions and count how many times the interlude with no lyrics is Zara's favorite track.
well then write better lyrics. I mean, no, it was just very well done. It didn't make sense for me, like why is the second track an interlude? But other than that, loved it, really enjoyed it.
I
Let's
just want to
do
say, by the way, that while I do love Be Mine, I also really like the intro. Like Rebirth is, I like it. Yeah.
okay. Final thoughts. Where are we leaving? What are we hoping for Jimin? What Oh yeah, we don't have like a comeback like schedule other than the Jimmy Fallon show.
Yeah, nothing we know of, at least.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Points have been made.
The threat.
Yeah, the 12 a.m. case threat we get
It's
every
not
day.
even 12 a.m. कभी भी हो जाता
आजकल तो
है.
it's anything.
आजकल तो यार मतलब रैंडम टाइम पे डालते हैं ये लोग तो.
There'll be like
Like, just be awake.
5:03 p.m.
I feel like it was a nice change from the darker concept, but also I feel like Face is a little more up there for me than Muse in the lyrics, production, anything. But yeah, but I really enjoyed the album, the process of having it, like them not being here but still going out of their way to record stuff for just for us. It means a lot. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I'm just excited for what's in store for us, like going ahead from Jimin.
Sophia.
I really agree with that. I think while it's a nice album, it's really cute, it's really happy, and I don't like good songs can be happy. I'm not opposed to that. But I do believe that Face sonically, especially like lyrically, I'm okay if your lyrics aren't like too deep, too introspective, all of that. But like sonically, Face was like, whoa, like my mind was being blown every 5 seconds. And I feel like while Muse was really nice, it lacked the mind blown energy. And
Hmm.
I think it is because it is like a enlistment album, so it's fine. Like I'm not gonna complain. But in the future, I want like it. I wanted this album, like what I thought this album was gonna be from like the images and the photos and everything was more Jimin. But
Yeah.
it felt like you said, it felt like hearing a lot of things we've heard. Like there were a lot of inspirations, but I feel like it didn't lack the Jimin of it, but I wanted more of Jimin, like Jimin's personality, Jimin's like sound. I wanted a lot more of that, and I think that is what I want. That's what I'm expecting from like the next
Mhm.
post like enlistment. We're all back together. We have had artistic growth. We've grown as a person. I'm excited to see what that Jimin is like.
Hmm. I forgot to say this when we were talking about Who, but it reminded me very much of like, and this is not a bad thing at all because I'm a big High School Musical girl. It sounded like a High School Musical song.
Yeah.
Something Kenny Ortega sat down and was like, "Basketball or ladki, kaun si chahiye?" Like that. Like Troy Bolton's like, "Get your head in the game," and he's like, "Heart what it wants." Who? Like,
Hmm.
it felt very that. Not a bad thing, just not what I particularly really liked. But no, my last thoughts genuinely come from both of you very similarly, where especially Poulomi, like I do agree, it felt like a gift for armies. It didn't feel like he needed to do this album because he had so many ideas and he's like, Nikalna hai before I come out of the military. It didn't feel like that. It felt like a little mean, but like little desperate to hold on to our attention. We're not going anywhere, bro. Like we like you a little too much, but it felt like remember me, keep me in your heart, and keep me in your memory. I do think Face and Muse could have been one big album and sold together, but I understand money, capitalism. दो चीजें खरीदने में और पैसे खर्च होंगे, and it's also cheaper to produce like shorter albums.
But also,
But
Face
going
was really like good and tight within itself, and I think adding all of this might like not make it as.
as impressive. But no, going
Hmm.
back to what you said, like we didn't get enough of Jimin. I like strongly agree because I don't know, and I could be wrong, but I don't know if Jimin has like a really strong POV as a musician just yet. Like if you look at Tay,
You're
he's got
very
that Ashik
right.
vibe. And
You're
ठीक है, I
very
don't
right.
like that Ashik vibe, but ठीक है, that's his thing. Whereas and Yoongi's got the angry at government vibe. And Hobie's like, I am happy vibe. It
But
deteriorates
also
and
angry at government.
everyone's angry at the government, let's be honest. But I don't know if Jimin's really honed in on what his POV is. And that's why I think we're getting such a mix. It's good, like let's do experimentation, but even in terms of like themes and everything, it's all over the place. Maybe he's finding, like maybe he's looking for his muse.
But I think Face, this is why, I mean, hate me for going back to Face. I think Face was really Jimin. Like, Jimin was like, I struggled and I'm trying to figure shit out. And I think that is a good depiction of like a lot of Jimin is like struggle is good, struggle isn't a bad thing. And coming
Mm.
out of hardship is like a good thing. And like inspirational Jimin is how I like Jimin is the person people think of like as a support, something like
Yeah,
that.
like if when the weather changes and if he's not out there telling me to like take care and not get fall sick.
He literally just posted a Weavers post and told us to drink water and not to get sick.
Oh
Okay.
my god, hydration nation.
Let's
Okay,
get
you have
hydrated,
heavy
guys.
commandos.
Jimin out
Also,
for
I would
you.
like to add something here. Like,
Yeah.
again, going back to the episode because I just watched it like yesterday, the Minimoni music thing. I remember Jimin telling that Face was made at a time when he was really feeling that way, struggling with his identity, who he was, what he wants. And he told that while he was preparing for this album Muse, he did it simultaneously. Like, for Face, he had to like remember stuff during the dark times he faced that way. And this time, like he said, I was feeling like I like this album. The theme goes like I want to be in love, but I'm not in love right now. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just like a bleh feeling. That's what I'm trying to express through this
Hmm.
album.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like the next
That makes
album, whenever it
sense.
happens, whatever happens, I think will be a much more like sure-footed Jimin. But
Hmm.
before that happens, guys, I think we really have to explore the possibility he's coming out of the military with a tour. Like there's two whole albums which have never been performed in front of audiences. Okay, like he's coming out, he's like Sarange Army, here is dates. So
And
be
imagine
prepared.
Yoongi said that he is going to visit all his concerts. Like, it's not a too far thought.
Yeah, like guys, start saving, getting that coin in because I'm sure Jin's announcing something very soon. You think Hobie's coming out of military without something, huh? But like Park Jimin, two whole albums. That is a lot. So we're just out of the frame.
And he has solo songs in BTS albums as well. So that's a huge playlist,
I
honestly.
mean, at least those have फिर भी seen the light of day. Like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm
he to
telling
like
as a playlist size, he has a lot of songs he can perform.
he has a long set list.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we get like a G Hope concert, like both of them go together.
Filter
Oh my
life.
god.
Oh
Filter
my god.
life.
God. Okay, before we wrap all of this, final big question, and very importantly, did Park Jimin encapsulate the charm of South Korea?
He has been since 1996.
Fine.
Honestly, I
Five.
can never say no to that question. That man, oh my god.
Like I always remember that one run episode where he did like the different levels of aegyo to get like food from the staff. And I was just like, God, how are you doing that with your face?
And like the subtlest, like how?
Unreal, unreal. Magician. Actually,
Yeah.
that's the thing. He should follow magic, not this.
But okay, before we end the show, we just want to thank you, Poulomi, for coming onto our show. We really loved having you. Oh my god, it's so
Thank you
fun to
for
have
having
a
me,
fellow army.
honestly.
So if you have like, do you have any ending thoughts? How did you find the show? Let us know.
It's just, I just love the fact that there is a platform for armies to just chat about what they feel like about a release, because it's honestly such, sometimes being a fangirl can be really lonely because not everyone is as invested as you are, but having platforms like this is honestly just the best thing.
Tell us, tell our audience, tell our wonderful Mandus, where can they find you? How can they follow you after this?
So I have my Instagram ID is Polosmikrokosmos, and you can find me on Instagram there. I am very like connected with my followers on there. They are like my friends, like my best friends. I honestly love talking to you guys. I reply to most of my DMs because I love just talking about music and BTS. Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. We will be back in exactly 2 weeks. This was our deep dive into the shallow waters of Muse by Park Jimin. Yeah, the Jimin stands are coming for me. It's fine. I can smell it already. We will be back in exactly 2 weeks. Till then, I was Sarah.
I was Sophia.
And I was Poulomi.